On today's review, we are reviewing the final third member of the Transformers War for Cybertron Seekers Thundercracker. And we've seen this mode 2 times now with Starscream and Skywarp. You can go back and watch the videos. And now we have the third and final member with Thundercracker, and I'm very excited to finally see what it looks like in blue. As you can see, usual side art with the new Studio Series, nothing really there but the Autobot logo. Back art right here, really awesome side art. The back art, shows the weapons, what it comes with, how it can do the things. It says Thundercracker joins forces with Megatron to learn how to control Dark Energon. Yes, so very awesome. I'm going to open this up and we're going to see what it's like. And here we have Thundercracker out of the box, and he comes with the rifle we've seen with the Decepticon, I believe, soldier, and I believe Barricade, or maybe those are different guns. I just know that this looks very familiar. It is blast effect compatible. Then we've got the Energon mace kind of accessory, which we've seen with, I believe, the other two. Apparently there's an actual proper way to put it in. I didn't know that. I have to go back and check the other two. So that's pretty cool. Some bend to it because of the rubber. And then of course we have the two little pieces that come on all of them. This will be wrapped in the paper with the bottom of the mace. So make sure you check for those when you get your copy. And I'm trying to remember which way. I think it goes... Yes. The little parts right here go on the outside. So then you just plug those in. Like so. And plug this one in like so. Okay. And boom, you got it. And like I said with Skywarp, for some reason, as much as I love Starscream, the Starscream one was kind of like, I don't know about it. Then I got the Skywarp one and went, okay, this is awesome. And now that I have Thundercracker in my hand, yeah, he's pretty cool too. Something about like a blue jet and a solid black jet are really cool. I don't know what it is about Starscream with the reds and the grays. It just looks odd on this for some reason to me, but I've enjoyed getting the other two. And it's got the same articulation, head is on a ball joint. I like how he's kind of permanently looking up because the neck is kind of that way. So boom, there we go. Now it's fixed. So now you can look down, look up. You can be looking at any direction, checking for Metroplex. Arms can go T-pose about that far. There is limited arm movement because of the wings, but you can put them back a little bit if you want to, and that gives you a little bit more movement. You got the upper swivel right here, and then because they are double jointed for transformation, you can fold the arms up completely like so. So that's incredible. And then there's of course hand rotation here, and then hand rotation on this one, and then this is the arm that pops off so that you can put the gun on, and then there you go. Kind of looks odd on this. Having this one for some reason just looks kind of odd, but if you put it like that, it's a little bit better. There is some hip movement where it goes, side by side, but the cockpit down here gets in the way. Legs can go full splits, even further actually. It's incredible. There is the thigh swivel, knee bend that goes about that far, and then of course the toe articulation here and the foot rocker here. That's pretty much all the articulation that there is. So let's get this guy in a cool pose with all of his accessories, and then we'll transform him and give our final thoughts. And here we have Thundercracker in an awesome pose with his mace on his shoulder and his gun locked and loaded. And it is a really incredible looking figure. I love the blues with the small reds here and there. It's just awesome looking, and I think the face sculpts might be slightly different, or they might all be the same. I don't know. It kind of feels different. I don't know if you can quite see that. But yeah, but really cool. I, for one, am very excited to have all three of the Seekers now in the collection. Looking really awesome. And now I'm going to transform into vehicle mode and give my final thoughts on this version. And here we have Thundercracker in vehicle mode, and yep, it is the same thing we saw in black and in gray and red, but it is in blue and it looks incredible. It's really the vehicle mode that kind of makes me go, huh? Because I have the Thrilling 30s versions, just not available to compare with each of them. And the wings are very different on them, and I feel like the length is a little bit shorter. Like this whole gap right here is what always gets me, the gray part right here in all of them. But it is still an amazing, it's a tower. It is still an amazing looking figure in vehicle mode and in robot mode. And as much as from below you can see a lot of the reminds me of the old G1 toys. You got Thundercracker just peekabooing right there with his hands flying overhead. But yeah, really cool vehicle mode. Awesome to get it in blue, and finally able to complete all 3 Seekers is just awesome. What do I think of this figure and its companion pieces of Skywarp and Starscream? I think they're really cool. It's nice to get these gamer versions. I've heard some rumors that there might be a pause on the Gamerverse stuff. I'm a little disappointed by that because we're still waiting for our Autobot Trooper, which I believe we finally got to see an image at Comic-Con, if I'm correct. So we know he's coming around sooner or later, but I was really hoping to get more characters from this universe, especially, I don't think we ever got Soundwave, which would have been cool to get. A Shockwave would have been cool to get an update on. The Dinobots, I really hope they do, but yeah. I give this figure 5 thunderous applauses out of 5. I think it's really cool. I like this color scheme on this mode, and I'm finally able to put all 3 of them next to each other, so I'm very excited. But yeah, like always, hit that like button, comment down below what you think, subscribe if you're not. If you are, thank you so much for being a subscriber, and have a wonderful day. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. If you're feeling generous, share it. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.